to the Small Business Show, where you get to hear the journey, find the challenge, and create solutions. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Lori Brooks. And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. This week, I'm thrilled to introduce our guest, Anthony Markey, a business profit advocate who's been making waves in the B2B space for over 7 years. Anthony has a knack for uncovering hidden savings and transforming them into opportunities for sustainable growth. He's not just about the numbers, though. As the host of the inspiring podcast, I Know a Guy, Anthony has built a platform where he connects with remarkable individuals, sharing their stories and insights to help businesses forge meaningful relationships and thrive. Anthony is deeply passionate about empowering entrepreneurs to maximize their potential, whether it's through strategic growth plans, profit optimization, or building networks that truly matter. Anthony, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thanks, Lori. I really appreciate hopping on. It was a pleasure talking with you the other day. I've been looking forward to this.
The same. I am super excited to dive into your journey, but before we do, I want to rewind the clock just a bit. I want to go back to the days of, say, junior high or high school. Think about a time when, say, an aunt or an uncle, or even a mentor at school would have asked you, Anthony, what do you want to be when you grow up? What was your answer to that question back then?
Nurse. It was something in the medical field.
You thought that's where you were headed. What happened post school? Where did that direction go? How was it that you took yourself from the thought process of being a nurse to now running your own business as a business profit advocate and hosting the podcast?
Yeah, so after high school, I was going to school for mostly football and volleyball girls was my main focus when I went into college. But no, I thought I was going to be a nurse, so I started the nursing, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I wanted to test it, see if I wanted to spend all that
Mhm.
time and money to do something. So I went and I became an EMT. So I, started, working in the ambulance, found out that I really did not like working in the hospital, really liked
Mhm.
working on the ambulance. So, however, I'm fairly tall and the back of the ambulance is not. So I spent a lot of time hunched over and I was like, I'm not going to do this forever. So I
Mhm.
was like, let's look at something else. I thought maybe, oh, a flight nurse, that would be cool. It's out of the hospital. What's
Mhm.
cooler than flying around in a helicopter, coming down and saving people's lives? Max height there, 6'2", was never going to happen. So I'm like, well, that's out. So I started looking elsewhere, and that's when I decided, okay, I'm just going to break from the medical altogether and find a
Mhm.
different path.
I understand wholly. It's funny how your environment can help to shape the journey itself. Most entrepreneurs had no idea the entrepreneurial journey was going to be a part of their journey. So, as you started to recognize, okay, I am not looking to be an EMT anymore because it's not going to fit me literally. You know, you progressed through the journey and you originally wanted medical. How did you begin shifting gears? What did those steps and thought processes look like for you?
I tried literally everything else. I went and I did odd in jobs. I was working, different restaurants, working
Hmm.
in the as a line cook,
Hmm.
working at different like call centers, things like that.
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
trying, the blue collar. I was a painter sandblaster. That was my where I was probably going to be the rest of my life
Hmm.
until I was like, well, I kind of also don't want to do this because I live in
Hmm.
Iowa, and it was one day. I was working overnights, and it was too cold to paint because it was -40, and it's like, okay, I have to use the restroom, and the outhouse is outside, and I'm in coveralls, and it's -40. I don't want to do this forever either. So I can't find the job that I want,
Right,
so I got to
right.
make it.
Yep. Environment totally 100% shape that, thought process of kind of nudging you towards where you actually were going to find your main line. And, if you can't find what you need out there, it is time to kind of create it. So you began taking steps to create your own lane. So what did that look like for you? What were those headaches and hiccups as you began creating your own lane?
Yeah, so I was trying different things. I was 1099. I started off
Hmm.
in the life and health industry in the B2C space and quickly realized, yeah, I kind of have a knack for sales. I kind of like
Hmm.
it. I get to travel, I get to meet cool people, I get to have
Hmm.
conversations, and that's kind of been the through line with everything that I've been doing is this part, the having a conversation, meeting people, telling stories, hearing stories, asking interesting questions. And then I started, self-development, reading books, whether it's, I think the one that I probably quote the most often is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Hmm.
Must read, kind of wish I would have read it in high school. But yeah, just kind of trying different things in the entrepreneur world, um,
Hmm.
seeing what I liked, seeing what I didn't like. That's kind of been the through line through
Hmm.
everything I've done is I've been willing to try it all, and
Yeah.
then, shift and adapt as I go.
Hmm. Or as Ross from Friends would say, pivot.
Yep.
It's one pivot after another, recognizing that, okay, again, environment may have played a part here, it may have played a part there. But then as you recognized, okay, I'm going to make my own way, you started recognizing it wasn't about the environment pushing you toward away from things that you didn't like. It was more gravitating towards the things that you did enjoy. You started recognizing what pieces were making you happier, what pieces you were becoming more successful at. So, as you entered the entrepreneurial journey and kind of began creating your own space, what did that look like for you? What were some of those pieces that did keep you motivated? Because, of course, there were headaches, hiccups. We all experienced them. What was it that helped you maneuver forward? What kept you on that path?
Just remembering thinking about having to use a porta potty negative 40 degree because that has not happened since. Where I'm in a warm environment or air conditioned environment, so it's more comfortable. And there's days when, over the past 7 years where things have been rough, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on Indeed, or I'm
Hmm.
gonna look, and then sleep on it. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to do that again. Don't want to go backwards, but
Hmm.
just, like you said with Ross, just pivoting, finding things that, okay, I tried this. This is what I liked about it. I'm making an informed decision moving forward. Okay, I'm gonna try this slightly different. Okay, I didn't like that so much. I'm gonna try something different. And then just constantly adapting, finding what I'm liking, making mistakes, learning from those mistakes, making them again probably, and then learning again. And then just trying to find what's working, and then trying to find, like you said, what I'm really enjoying at the bones of what it is, and then trying to, adapt what I'm doing to match more of that, do more of the stuff I like, less of the stuff that I'm not enjoying.
I absolutely adore it. And you have now created your own lane. You've become a business profit advocate and host of the I Know a Guy podcast. Share with us where you are today with your practice.
Yeah, so the business profit advocate, I've been in for about a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know. It's 2025 now. I forget. But the I know a guy is just a continuation of everything we just talked about. Where, okay, how do I meet more people in the business
Mhm.
space? I'm having a lot of conversations with people that are never going to be my clients, and that's absolutely
Mhm.
fine. I want to be able to add value.
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer in the Zig Ziglar, help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want, the golden rule, the reap what you sow, the karma, whatever words you want to put to it.
Mhm.
It's something that we keep describing a million different ways, and everybody kind of learns for themselves. So I wanted
Mhm.
to go into that space. So as a business profit advocate, I help businesses find money and save money in ways they don't know they have available to them. But finding those conversations so that you can show people, that's the hard part. That's all the hard
Mhm.
part in sales. So
Mhm.
like I said, I was talking to people that weren't going to be clients, but I wanted to be able to serve them, add value, and then by helping enough of them, they now know what I do. And that's where the I Know a Guy podcast started. Was I'm just going to record all these meetings I'm having, make it all about them, and share it. Leverage what they're doing against my network. They know what I do. I'm a little bit higher in their standing if it comes to somebody that, hey, you know what? I actually know a guy. His name's Anthony. He can help you in this area. So leading with value, changing my mindset a little bit, and going from I'm competing with everybody to I want to collaborate with everybody. I want to find synergies that I would otherwise overlook because I
Yes.
had preconceived notions before I talk to somebody. So that's kind of how like I said before we started recording, one hand has washed the other with this, where I'm not so much out prospecting the old way where you're out, whatever it is. I'm having conversations with people that are doing awesome things, and trying to make connections with other people doing awesome things so we can all kind of create this network, this circle, where we can all help each other. We all focus on our slice of the pie, and help one another with the rest.
If in fact you had the opportunity to say rewind the clock just a bit, go back a couple years, say 5, 10 years, and tell yourself one thing before you started the journey, what do you think you would have told yourself?
I'd have shared my current mindset compared to where it was when I started.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you first start into sales, everybody does the same thing. They all have commission breath. They're all out there pitching everything that moves, and that doesn't work. Transitioning to what I know now and saying this is the appropriate way of doing it. People, you know, people are going to like you more. You're going to have more conversations. You're going to make meaningful connections. You're going to find the right kind of mentors. So just telling myself, then what I know now and how to handle this, that would be the big thing.
I love that. Absolutely love that. If you had the ability to say, wave a magic wand at this point, and either the podcasting space or even as a business profit advocate, as a consultant, as a business owner, what do you feel like you would change if you had the ability to just kind of change something? And how do you feel like it would adjust the space in either one?
So it's kind of the same answer, but in reverse. I would ask myself a year from now, what have I learned along the way? Because, like I said before, I've been very good about trying different things and then willing to fail and learn from it.
Mhm.
So if I could just glimpse a year from now and see what failures I've already faced and where I could be, that would just help me accelerate in both sides. So help me pivot, as we said.
I absolutely love that. Having the insight to be able to recognize, okay, what's going on next? Where will I be? What are those failures? What am I going to learn from? And I absolutely love that. And I thank you for taking the time to be able to share some of those failures and things that other people are now going to be able to kind of look into and recognize, okay, maybe picking up these skills in all these different areas isn't a bad idea. It's helping the collective of me become me. So, I absolutely appreciate you joining me to share your journey this afternoon. Please share the best way for our viewers to find you.
Oh, you can find me everywhere. The best way is probably through my link tree. I have my YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. It's I know a guy. A lot of it's I know a guy underscore. So
Excellent.
feel free, grab a conversation with me. I'd love to have a chat with basically anybody. I only have, um, you know, everybody I have a conversation with, I'm gonna learn something from. So I'm never too picky about who I'm talking to. But yeah, you can find me there. All my socials and everything.
Excellent. Well, I thank you for joining me. I will be sure to include all of your links on the show notes page. Anthony, it's been a pleasure chatting this afternoon.
I really appreciate it, Lori.
Of course.